Hello and welcome to this lesson on equivalent fractions, and we're going to look at cancelling fractions down and finding the same thing is finding them in their lowest terms. Now, what is an equivalent fraction is the question. So let's look at this word equivalent. Equivalent means the same, so it's the same, but in this case you look at two different fractions, but they can be exactly the same, and I'll explain a little bit more about how that works and explain it a bit better. So here it is visually. So at the start we've got a box that's split up into a half. Let's say it's a bar of chocolate. So we've split this bar of chocolate up into a half. So the blue bit that I've shaded in here is where one person's come along and eaten half of the bar of chocolate. So what it is though is you can see that if we had a bar of chocolate split up into four pieces, the same size bar of chocolate split up into four pieces, and two people came along and shared a quarter each. They've eaten 2/4, and 2/4 exactly the same as half of the bar of chocolate. So the fractions, although they're different fractions, a half and 2/4, they're equivalent. They're actually the same. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about equivalent fractions. Now often we'll be asked to cancel a fraction down or show it in its simplest terms, and that means that the numbers in the fraction need to be as low as they can possibly be. This helps us to be able to work with the fraction. So in this case 2/4 is exactly the same as 1/2, and you can see what I've done with this fraction, just with the numbers, not using the visual part. I've done the same to the top and the bottom. So what I've done is I've halved the 2 to make it a 1, so I've done the same to the bottom. I've halved it and made the 4 a 2. I've found a number that will go into both the top and the bottom. 2 goes into the top and the bottom. It goes into the top once and it goes into the bottom twice. So I do exactly the same to the top and the bottom. So let's explain it a little bit more here. So I've got a fraction which is 6/20. Now if I can find a number that will go into both the 6 and the 20, I'll be laughing. So I think that 2 will go into the 6 and the 20. So again, because it's 2, I'm halving. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. Let's put a little 2 up here. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 20 10 times. So I've got 3/10 is the same as 6/20. And can I cancel this fraction down anymore? Well, no, because there's no number that goes into both 3 and 10. But beware of halving, because in this case over here we can't, because we can't halve 9. We don't want to start mixing up fractions within fractions and decimals within fractions. So I need to find a number that goes into both 6 and 9. You can have a pause and look at these and see if you can do them before I do. But you've already spotted, I know, that the number that goes into both 6 and 9 is 3. And 3 goes into 6 twice, and it goes into 9 3 times. So 6/9 is the same as 2/3. And let's have a look at this one over here. So 40/100. Now I could halve it, but if I did halve it, I would end up with 20/50. But that can continue to be cancelled down, so it would be much quicker if I found the highest number that will go into both 40 and 100, and the highest number that will go into 40 and 100 is 20. So I'll make a little note up here, 20, and 20 goes into 40 twice, and it goes into 100 5 times. So 40/100 is the same as 2/5. Now have a go at these ones and see how you get on. Put me on pause. Okay, so you may have put me on pause, you may not, so let's go through them. So 8/30ths, is there a number that goes into both 8 and 30? Can you work it out? Have you got it? Well, the only number that will go into both 8 and 30 is our friend 2. So we end up with 4/15ths. And I can check, I can look at that one there and check as to whether it will cancel down anymore. And there's no number that goes into both 4 and 15. So let's have a look over here. Let's have a look at 4/16ths. Well, 4 goes into 4. So 4 is our number. 4 goes into 4 once and goes into 16 4 times. So we have 1/4. So last little one to try. Let's try 12/21ths. So is there a number that goes into both 12 and 21? Well, I think 3 does. So 3 goes into 12 4 times, and it goes into 21 7 times. So we end up with 4/7. That won't cancel down anymore, so that must be the answer. Hope you enjoyed that whirlwind tour of equivalent fractions cancelling. Thanks very much for watching. Come back soon.